Just collapsing, just brilliant. Okay, so I'm already in position. Welcome to Pilability. We're starting this session relaxed, always relaxed. I want you to bend your knees, please. Take your feet close to your bottom but wide, so your knees just fold in on each other. Shoulders, just gently squeeze them together and let your palms just naturally roll out. And for a few breaths, just be at peace with yourself. It's just a really nice thing to start your session with. Focus on you. Think about the rise and fall of your abdomen and how that sounds in your ears, how that feels. Okay. And from there, I need you to take your arms up towards the ceiling, stretch your fingers, spread your fingers, and then see if you can just take your arms overhead. Keep your knees together for a second. Let your arms just stretch overhead and breathe with it. Let the ribs open. Allow yourself to release any tension or tightness around the rib cage, around the upper part of the trunk. I'm not talking about the lower limbs yet. Take your arms up towards the ceiling again, spread your fingers, and then take your arms out wide to 3 and 9 o'clock on the floor. Again, draw your shoulder blades together. And this time, bring your hands up towards the ceiling, palms down, stretch your fingers wide and really stretch them down towards your bottom. So nice and long. Take a breath in as you exhale, chin to chest, and just lift your head and take an eye gaze through to your thighs. Roll your head back down. Opposite, I need you to come into a bear hug here. So opposite hands to shoulders and just a little side to side bear hug for a second. Walk the heels back in. And I want you to drop your arms and shoulders towards me a little. You're not going to move beyond 20 degrees here. Okay, your knees start to drift in the opposite direction. You'll feel a tension around the ribs too. Breath in, exhale and switch. So it's important that your upper body, you hold on to you. And we just rock side to side for a second. Just gently looking in the opposite direction to how your knees are starting to drop. Now, allow your feet to stack. Allow the movement to become bigger. And there's more movement in your body. You may actually travel down your mat when you do this as well. It's quite interesting. Lovely. And hopefully we're just starting to create some movement and wiggle space around your spine and your pelvis. Beautiful. Come back to center, draw the feet together and allow the knees just to drop out wide for a second. Again, I just want you to create a little bit of movement here. Don't go still. So just create some dynamic movement, almost like figures of 8 with your pelvis. Pressing one bum cheek, the other down. How does that feel in your hips? Draw some circles with your pelvis as if we would do that in a standing position. And always feel and look for those sweet spots, the bit that goes, oh, my back, or oh, that feels good, or there's a bit that doesn't like this movement. Okay, now from here, I need you to draw the shoulder blades together. Okay, and your arms are out to 3 and 9 o'clock, but the elbows are bent now. So we're going to bring the forearms together and the little fingers in front of your face, pointing towards the ceiling, and then open out again. I suppose the equivalent of a pec deck. So, and this will feel interesting to you because your pectoral muscles are firing, but equally this won't feel smooth or aligned. Your boobs might get in the way too. Try to get both elbows and the whole side seam of the forearm to touch, open and close. Okay, why? Because we're getting a strong stretch through the middle of the shoulder here. The hips are opening, gravity is taking place. And actually, this is creating space around your shoulders and your rib cage. Now you might find to take your forearms onto the floor that there will be a little lift through the rib cage, and that's okay. Work with it, remember. The side seams of your forearms touch and hold. Work on touching the ground overhead, so your fingertips touch the ground overhead, and then start to bring your elbows towards your chest. Small move. Okay, let's combine this. So, elbows come in and drop down your chest. Fingertips go back, knees come in. So there's a one move and two moves. Got it? So there's one, elbows down, and then knees together, fingers touch the ground. So don't overthink this, whatever you do. But it's important to keep the elbows together if possible. Use your breath. You've got to use your brain a little bit, I'm afraid. It's a bit of brain gym here. Okay, relax, release. Turn on your side. So turn to face me. Now we've often created a sunrise arm here. So this is a familiar move to you. Your fingers are right and left hand, or hand touching. We are going to draw your hand up and overhead, allowing the shoulder blades to touch the ground and then come back. So it's a stacked movement. Now remember, as we've done this, because you've already done some rotation work here this morning already, so have a play. Maybe take the top leg down the length of your yoga mat. How does that feel? Where does that come into play in your back or your spine? Your core muscles having to work harder as you roll onto your back and then back onto your side. Well done. Okay. Lovely. Now, stay as you are. Your bottom hand rests on your ear rests on your bottom hand. Your top leg is long, and the change here is your top hand is in front of your chest. I want you to bring your heel to bottom and then kick it away. So we're bringing it in. Your hips are open and we're kicking away. And when you kick away, I want you to really think about squeezing the thigh and straightening off the knee, like fully straighten off the knee. Good. So keeping the hips stacked as you do so. What you might feel is a bit of tension around the back of the hip and bottom, and we expect that. We're trying to work on ourselves, just getting everything mobile, stretched and lengthened. Okay, bring your knees together. My favourite move, no matter which class I teach, is using this top hand to push yourself up onto your hands. And then slide back down. Yeah, push up. This needs to be such a learnt movement. I want you to think about this as you push yourself off your bed. It's invaluable as we age, and it's a movement that we apply into preventing falls. Having the power to push your body weight up off the ground may save your life. Up and stay. Okay, and then from here the knees are nice and bent, so we've got a 90-90, and I know we love this. We're going to come up and over, up and over. Got it? Now you notice I'm touching down on my hands. If you feel you want to hold on with your hands to the ground, that's fine. I'm going to encourage you not to, because then we have to rely on that core power. You might give it a go 1 or 2 rounds, see how that feels. last time, and then we find ourselves on the other side. Right, so for the sake of the camera, I've switched ends of the mat. You might just want to turn and face the other way. Okay, outside hand comes onto the ground. I lie down. Oh, forgot, push up. Let's practice. So you're pushing off one arm. It's essentially, it's a tricep movement. Lovely. Down, stay down. Knees stacked. Think about those sunrise arms. So we're allowing the arms to come up and over, working from 3 to 9 o'clock and back. See how you feel. Remember, all these movements, we're trying to get that dynamic movement in here. Oh, gee. Dynamic stretch, that's what I'm saying, not dynamic movement, it's the same thing. Dynamic stretch. So what that means, there's stretch and hold or stretch and move. And at this point in the session, it's a stretch and move, opening up the chest. Have a look what it feels like if you straighten your top leg. I love the zoom. I love the fact that we've got crazy dogs and pets there. If you straighten that top leg, what does that feel like as you roll from your back to your side? Where's the push coming from? Is it coming from your heel or is it coming from your core? How does your back feel in this movement? Well done. Last time. Okay, we stay with a bent knee on the lower knee, and then the top leg comes in and then it kicks. Try and keep the hips nice and stacked. So here we go. So we're trying to stack in and out. As you do this, really focus on stretching out the knee joint. Really important here. Taking your time through the movement. You will feel this around the back of the hip and pelvis. Lovely. And really focus on that external hip rotation here. So it will take you to a point where you feel a little bit crampy. I don't want you to have cramp, but I want you to kind of go, ooh, ah. Well done. Okay, now we push up again. We push onto all fours and sit back in child's pose. First things first, team. Toes together, knees wide, stretch forward. Okay, I'm going to encourage continued movement. So if you can, it's like a U shape. So I want you to kind of drop nose from elbow joint and back to elbow joint. So you drop in and circle in. There's a little movement here. And I want you to really appreciate how that feels in your back. Lovely, nice and soft. Okay. From here, we curl toes. So the knees are still wide. Curl toes under heels. Bring your hands directly under your shoulders as you lift the chest. Okay, and then from here we tuck under. So lovely posterior tilt of the pelvis, and then we lift. So it's almost like a little dog waiting. Tuck under, and then lift chin to chest as we tuck under the pelvis. Really important here to get that back stretch. And this will play into the lower back as well as we look to flex and extend through the spine. Don't be afraid here, push the ground away. So when your chin is to chest, really enjoy that stretch. Pull your belly into backbone. Okay, and then from there, knees, push back to heels. Come forward, back to knees, and then back to heels. So you're coming forward and backwards. So think about that. How does it feel? How quickly can you pop up from that movement? Are you appreciating and enjoying the stretch through the back of the heels, up the Achilles? Reflect for a moment. Are you pushing off both hands, or is there a duh as you push off your hands? I know it's all silly things. It feels small, but we dominate on one side. We are creatures of habit. We do things without thinking about it. There's such an automated part of our movement, which is important. But what if there's an injury? What if that bit doesn't work like it used to? We need to make sure there's balance back in the body. Okay, knees are still wide. Just sat back on your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale. Send your bottom nice and high. Okay, just wiggle, jiggle your toes for me, please. Drop your tail, eye gaze forward. Take a breath in. Exhale. Eye gaze through your knees. Wiggle, jiggle your toes. And again, so we go 1 and 2. Enjoy that stretch through the back of the knees, and we are transitioning here. So there's an eye gaze forward and then an eye gaze through the knees. Eye gaze forward. Where does the wrists come into play here? How do your hands feel? Is it getting easier? Please tell me it's getting easier. Last time. Eye gaze forward, eye gaze through the knees and stay. Okay, what I'd like you to do here is still looking through your knees, stay with me. Rock your hips right to left. Okay, and as we did in our starting movement, what if we did a circle here? So the eye gaze is still through the knees or glancing down towards your feet. You were circling heels, edges of the foot, tiptoes, heels. Edges of the foot, tiptoes, heels. You're still bent or folded. Now that should feel quite interesting into the feet. Okay, and then from here, slide your hands up on top of your knees and we rest and breathe. So your hands are placed on top of your knees. Your eye gaze are downwards. You're tapping your toes, you're breathing. This is just helping us to regulate our blood flow through the body. You've been upside down for a little while. From there, a chin to chest, roll and grow into a tall position, rolling your shoulders back and down. Well done, team. We're feeling good. Lovely, I like that. Pauline's got a little groove on there. That's nice. Okay, well done. So from here, we've been working on variations recently. I don't know if you remember this. We're just going to stand really wide, okay? And from here, I just want you to push your tush side to side for a second. Now, my eye gaze is just going off to the side a little as I rotate. My focus is about the straight leg. And I'm just starting just to twist. This is just freeing off the inner thigh and how that attaches into the pelvis, okay? So there's a twist and a twist. Good. Okay, so we've got this little bit going. Okay, what if we apply arms? So this will feel a bit Jane Fonda. So we're leaning in, adding the arms. The arms are kind of a bit for flair. So just think about the eye gaze. So we're not looking down towards the floor or ankles. Excuse me, still coughing. Side to side. Okay, this is the change. Right, so we're going wide. We're going to drop and rise. Turn, knee down. Rise, center, swing. Turn, knee down, up, swing, turn, knee down, up, swing, turn, knee down. Good. So it's kind of, and there's a bit of speed to this. So essentially, it's a monkey squat, it's a lunge. You're rising out of movements. You're going to feel a bit breathless here. And you're not even thinking about that knee down. So that's really exciting for me because we're constantly worried about our knees, our thighs. It's a lovely flow of movement. And because there's some speed to this movement, You haven't got time to think about what you're doing. Well done. Stand and breathe. So, feet slightly wider than neutral. Roll your shoulders. I need you to take your palms forward, but elbows come backwards. So there's a lift and a opening through the chest. From here, we're going to rock toes to heels. Now really stretch out those fingers, toes to heels. Eye gaze forward. Now this time, stay on the balls of your feet. Hold that position, knees bent, control your center. Take your chin higher, your eye gaze higher. Arms will float wider if you can. Hold and hold. Looking up towards the ceiling if you can. Well done. Heels down, arms come up in a circle to the ceiling. Round through the chest, and then eye gaze back to the back to your knees. Let's reverse that. So from here, big arms up towards the ceiling. Start to come up onto the balls of your feet. Send your hands wide in a circle behind you. Bend the elbows, stretch your fingers. Hold that for a moment. Heels come down, arms come up towards the ceiling, chin to chest, hands to thighs. Last time, so we bring the arms forward, eye gaze forward, hands upwards, eye gaze upwards, open the chest, lift the heels, send your hands behind you like you're opening wings, stretching your fingers. Well done. Heels come down. Roll your shoulders and sway your body. So we wrap. Whew. Just gentle taps around the trunk, rotating side to side. Lovely. Okay, so you know how I feel about wide base sway. Foot down, lift. Foot down, lift. Good. Foot down, lift. Okay. So we are now up, same arm, same leg. So the leg you're lifting, its arm comes up and over. So this is part one. Lovely. Part two, up and over, elbow to knee, up and over, down. So opposite arm, same leg, elbow to knee, reach up, foot down. Sweep, lift, elbow to knee, stay floating, foot down. Why are we doing this? Always targeting that balance. Identifying that one side works, the other side might not work as well. But keep going. Just think about how you can adapt it. So if it's not your day, don't take your feet off the floor. It's fine. We beat ourselves up. There's this constant pressure to be fabulous, to be perfect. This constant frustration that we're not like we used to be. And we got to be okay with that. We're getting older together with love. Jane, I can see you. Well done. And release. Wrap those arms. But as we wrap again, wide, sink. Can you see? I'm bending through the knees. So there you go. A little bit of that targeted strength, rotation. Throw one into the other, Pat. Lovely. I love this because My feet are enjoying it, but my hips and knees are going, yeah, I'm loving that movement. We're okay, not too dizzy? Brilliant, excellent. Well done, team. Grab some water, have a sip. Okay, so pump your heels. Remember, this is always a favourite of mine, is the heel pump. You do that, sip your water, and I'm going to demonstrate where we're at now. So the wall is always a favourite for me. So first thing we're going to do, it feels a bit ballet-esque. It's not, because I never taught ballet. I never did ballet. I was too tall even when I was a little dink. So we're sweeping the leg forward. Now the wall is there for your support, because I don't want you to worry about your balance. I just want you to focus on the area that we're targeting. So it's a forward move, a backward move, okay? So as we age, some of us will get restrictions in our pelvis. So in our mind, the leg is going out to the side. There is no rotation in the pelvis. We just kind of go boom. But many of us are quite tight in the hip. Okay, this is the change, okay? So forward and kick, side, kick. Not everyone will enjoy that. Suddenly, it's a challenging movement. Suddenly there's more going on with the body. See if you can get the stretch out of the knee and see if you can point your toes. So what you'll notice is that the leg will naturally lower, okay? So we're going to try and focus and keep in the knee at the same height. So I'm assisting the movement, hand under the back of my thigh to help me with that lift. Okay, now shaky, shaky, shaky. Use the other side. So I'm going to go to the other side. Right, knee, swing, up, out, out. Lovely. Just again, opening up the hip, being conscious of the movement. So the wall is there simply to give you that added security. You right there? Okay. Lovely. I know, and the beautiful thing about this is that we're really firing into the waistline, hips and glutes. Okay, same movement. Yeah, if that's triggering there, Pauline, tone it down. So up and stretch, out and stretch. There you go. So this movement here, like I said, in your mind, you might feel like Darcy Bustle. I certainly do. Role modeling her. And I'm using my hand to support the movement so I can control the movement in my legs a bit better and maintain that height. So what's happening here? The thigh muscles, you keep going, we're not quite done, 2 or 3 more. The thigh muscles are shortening under tension. So this is a nice way to train your thigh muscles. It's the opposite of the squat when there's a lengthening going on. This is a shortening, so it will feel very different, but it's a nice way to train your thighs. You're all going, oh. So this is the change. Okay, so you know how I feel about this too. So let's have a look at stretching out, because we've done a lot of flexion here. Now let's have a look at extension. So let's assume the right leg, right top of foot is on the floor stretching. Your right arm comes up and over. Now here's the change. From here, we are sending that leg through and pointing the toe. Got it? So we come back, 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 back. The toenails are down, bending through the left leg. So we're leaning back, going as far back as we can. Whoop. Come through. So there's a contraction through your center, sending your hand back and your leg forward. Let's try that 2 more times. So feel the foot, top of the foot on the mat, Lean back, 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 back. Come forward. Well done. Last time. So there's that opening, knee bend. And then release. Ooh. Ooh. That's there. There is that there. Left leg. Front of foot down. Stretch out through the foot and ankle. Again, such a underappreciated part of our anatomy. We love this. We really need to stretch through the foot. So left foot stretching, left arm knee bend, left arm up and over, back, 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 back. Come through. So the arm comes down, the leg comes through, and then we stretch out through the leg. Good, 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 good. Enjoy that. So it's a real balance challenge through the movement. Think about your abdominals. Use them. Use your breath. So again, all of this is really getting some good and strong, powerful stuff around the hip and pelvis. You're doing really well, guys. And you're really putting some flair in here. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so we're just going to go around the clock now. Let's come away from the wall. So around the clock, we are going to take your right leg onto the left side of your mat and bend the knees. Okay, then the same leg is going to come forward 12 o'clock. Left knee touches down. Up and balance. It's going to plop wide, boom, and center, and then not just back, but back and beyond, and lower down like a curtsy. Okay, foot down, switch sides. So PP dance, cross the leg, lower down, up and forward, right knee touches and rises. Balance, out to the side, boom, 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 and balance, back and through, curtsy. Ta-da! Okay, let's do that again. So we go PP dance and lower. So you get a nice stretch out through the hip, so the femoral head is really pushing into the pelvis there, lovely. Okay, balance, come forward, left leg down, and up, good job, balance. Now out to the side, big plop, boom. So it's never about style here. And center, back, back, back. If you can pop that knee to the ground, great. And center. Let's do that one more time. So PP dance, lovely. And lower. So enjoy how that feels in your hips. Come forward to me, and sink, and rise, balance, out to the side, boom, up, cross through, knee down if you want to. Should we do that one more time each way? Yeah? Okay, so here we go. Cross through, lower and lift, well done. Balance, beautiful. Big fat lunge forward, knee down. Up, up, balance. So the thighs, there's a lot of muscles here, okay? These movements are really creating some strength here in all the muscles in both thighs. PP dance. Only us know that, don't we? I don't see many of the fitness professionals going PP dance, but we know what that means, don't we? Balance. sink, and rise. Well done. Well done. Let's shake it all off. Woo! Okay, so I'm keen for us to do a stretch against the wall. So just combining a couple of moves. We haven't done this for a little while. And when we finish today, we're going to finish with feet up the wall as well. So what I'm going to do is come close to the wall. Let's assume it's the left knee for demonstration purposes. I'm just bringing my left knee as close to the wall as I can. Then I'm bringing my right foot forward. Okay. Now we used to do this in Pilability 1. I'm not sure which camera I'm on. I think I'm on that one. Yeah, I thought so, I wasn't sure. Okay, so firstly, just stay here. I want us to play with this because it's not off, most of us don't really like it. And if it's a little bit uncomfortable because you're on your yoga mat, what you can do is just fold it a little. Okay. And I just want us to stay in this position just for a moment or two. From here, we lean forward. Rest your hands on your front right knee. Give that a moment. So just allow for the hip flexors to stretch. Okay, now with that front right leg, push back. So we're using that leg to reduce the range of movement into the back thigh and hip. Now you're there, tuck under. So use your abdominals, tuck under, and you're welcome. If you want to, we can send the arms up high and start to move towards the wall. So some people can do this comfortably and pop your shoulders towards the wall. Do whatever you need to do. It's clearly not my day today. Well done. Release your arms. Now this. Your front right leg scooch forward. Your back left knee or left foot drop inwards. Does that make sense? Can you see me? So I'm not fully coming out of the movement. Okay, and the idea is I'm opening up through the pelvis. Now from here, I'm reaching forward and then reaching backwards, reaching forward and backwards, okay? Again, this is just about opening up through the pelvis. Last time, reach forward, stay there. Pop your elbow on that knee, on the inside of the knee, and use your arm just to push outwards. Okay, this pressure, push, 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 rotate, look away, and yeah, it does. Release, relax, tidy. Right, we feel okay? The worst thing now is that you know what's coming, so we've got to do all that again on the other side. Whew. Intense, yes. Intense, yes. Do you feel better afterwards? I keep coming back to this because I'm 5'10", so what do I know? You're going to feel taller. You're going to feel stretched around the knee joint, hopefully. So there's your opportunity. Fold your knee and fold your mat to protect your knee. Bring your knee as close to your wall as possible. So the right foot is up the wall, left foot comes forward. Just stay there. We're just going to hang out here for a little while. And we do this because your brain is pressing panic buttons. Going, don't like it, going to break it, don't like it. So we have to breathe, relax, laugh, have a bit of fun. Know that we're nearly through. Feel reassured. Okay, we've got this. So once you're into position, firstly come forward as far as you can. This is allowing the right hip to stretch. If you want to adjust your feet, please do. Just allow that first stretch to come on. Now, some of us much prefer this than others. Not my favourite. And there's the interesting thing here. I often push the things that I don't really enjoy because we're good at what we're good at. We need to keep developing the stuff we're not so strong at. So now we push ourselves towards the wall. You're welcome. So there's more of a stretch coming on through the back leg now. Feels slightly different. Arms up if you want to. Bring your weight and your shoulders backwards if you want to. So that really is up to you. And I recognise the difference between one side and the other for me, which is really interesting. Stay there and breathe. Try and relax. And the magic is, if you start to hold stretches like this beyond 15 seconds, and we start really develop that stretch and really get a healthier, longer muscle in time, ultimately beyond 30 seconds. We come forward, the leg off the wall turns in, so it is paralleled to the wall. So you've got one knee pointing to the long end of your mat, the other knee pointing to the top and short end of your mat. Okay, we're simply coming forward and backwards. So we're rocking forwards and backwards. Well done. Forwards. Lovely. This time, stay forwards and hold. Bring your left arm, left elbow into the inside of the left knee, and then turn away. You're welcome. Right arm nice and high if you want to increase the stretch and rotation. Put some effort into that hip to open. Do what you can, adapt, modify, you know this. And release, relax. Okay, well done. From here, come forward onto your mat, sit back in child's pose. Just for a second, catch your breath. Here we are, back to the floor. We're nearly done. You're nearly cooked, I'm nearly cooked. Okay. So the next series, as we come onto the floor, we're transitioning again. I want us to think about our core muscles. So bear with me for a second. Right hand is a fist, left hand cups right hand. Both elbows point outwards. Okay, bottom sticks in the air. I'm not afraid to push my tush out. Curl toes under heels, but feet are slightly wider than normal. From here, we're going to lift the knees and hover. And then we're going to stretch out. It's like a dolphin pose. Knees come back into a hover, eye gaze towards your fist. Take a breath in, exhale, push back to dolphin pose. Now my mat's a bit slippy, so I'm feeling unsafe here. Okay, knees bend and hover, so the knees are not touching. Push up, up, up. Knees and hover, and we stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 4, 3, 2, knees down, sit back. Okay, whew. Sweat is dripping off me. Okay, so here's the change. So you should really be personal in these sessions when we're doing this, but they're not bad with a chest infection, eh? Right, okay, watch me. So I'm looking at rotation, I'm looking at core, floating the knees. Now this, I am coming onto one arm, back into 4-point kneeling, and then onto one arm. Have a play with this. So what I'm really keen to explore here is the weight into one arm. If you can rotate through the movement as well, even better. But I'm keen to explore pressure, body weight into one arm and then the other. So that's kind of the key component here. So float the knees, twist the torso, That's it, excellent. How low are the knees? Well done. Well done. Knees down. Lie flat on your belly. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands and give yourself a moment. Okay. You can still see me. Good, good. Okay, feet go wide. Flat feet. Okay, and just massage around the front of the pubic bone. So it's a wiggle jiggle, right to left, right to left. Okay, come up onto your forearms, palms down. Simple, it's simple. So basically your arms and your shoulders are taking your body weight for a moment. Relax your bum cheeks. All I want you to do is to lift your belly off the mat. So it's a gentle pull up. I wonder if we can do that on the other camera. You might be able to see me in the other corner. Okay, so basically your butt is just tucking under a little bit and you're pulling your belly button and probably your pubic bone off the mat and then laying it back down. Okay, so it's a subtle movement. I don't think they heard. So if you could change to the other camera, I don't know if you can see me on the floor. I think it's TV prep 2. No? Okay, so it's a small movement, right? Okay, now hold that. Hold that. Hold that. Hold. Let's see if we can lift. Lift. Okay, and now we're in a modified plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Come down. Relax. Bring your feet closer together. Take your hands to your sides. Use your arms to push up from the floor. Push back. Come forward, lie down, hands out wide, close, push back. Forward, down, out and in. Boom, boom, Got a little routine going here. I'm just having a quick look at my, out of my zoomers. Lovely. So this needs to be an automatic response. This is something that I really value now in myself. I know that I can push my body weight off the floor. And there was a time that I couldn't do that. I'd gained a lot of weight. I had postnatal depression. I had 2 small babies in nappies and I couldn't lift my body weight off the floor. This movement, it's stressing in a healthy way your upper body and your shoulders. It's powering you up through the front of the the front of the chest and into the arms. Okay, same movement, but instead of bringing your hands really close to your chest, take them slightly wider. So as you bring your hand, there you go. So you're not where you were in your comfort zone, you're a slightly wider positioning. And how does that feel? Is that more of a challenge to you? Less automatic, more around, I have to think this through. It feels like it's different muscles. That's exactly what we want here. The body is naturally lazy, so your body is naturally lazy and it will follow the path of least resistance. So if you're comfortable doing this and it's intuitive to you, then let's change it up a little bit. Well done. Last time, sit back, hold it there, give yourself a moment before we turn around and lie on our backs. Well done, team, you're all flipping lush. Okay, so we're on our backs. Okay, so what I want us to do, it's quite a quick movement, so if you just watch for a second. So I'm going to rock knees into chest, push up hips. 1, 2, 1, 2. Got it? So join me. So quite a bit of movement here when you think we're coming to the end of the class, and then we're just stepping it up again. Now I'm using my arms into the movement because I need a bit of propulsion, and the more my arms move, the more my legs move. So the back of my arms touch the floor as I lift into bridge. 4, 3. It's thumpy, isn't it? But it's quite quick responses. Everything around the hip and thighs is working well. Oh, well done. Well done. Oh. Okay, so from here, watch. Legs towards the ceiling, last movement. So it goes 1, 2, circle. 1, 2, circle, right? Tiny, small movements become bigger movements. 1, 2, circle. 1, 2, circle. Eye gaze to your knees if you want to. If it's too much, bring it down. So 1, 2, circle. 1, 2, circle. Okay. Hello, abs. One more, Jane. Then, this is your change today. I need you to move near a wall. Your bottom will scooch close to the wall. Okay, lie down onto your side, and then it's called feet up the wall. Okay. Now this is where we rest, and this is where I do some mindfulness. I've lost my ear thing. No idea. Okay, stay there. I'm just going to talk. I can't hear you. I'm going to give you a few options here. Catch your breath. This is really healthy stuff, okay? Great for varicose veins, great for any kind of pelvic dysfunction. We're just sending blood flow that likes to pool in our lower extremities, bring it all back into the trunk and letting the heart have a real big boost. It's like a spa for your body, spa for your trunk. Okay, so feet up the wall. Now you've got options. You can just leave them up there, or move, or play. What if we went wider? So you can take your feet nice and wide. Some people like that because gravity does its work. And that feels nice. It's a nice stretch. You can assist if you want to. Add your hands onto your inner thighs. What you should feel is quite a tight muscle. So if you want to give that little rub on massage, that's completely fine. And that's kind of from the back of the knee, almost coming in towards the inner thigh. Okay, might feel a bit tender. It doesn't get massaged very often. Okay. Now also, if you want to, you can bring the soles of the feet together. This is a lovely hip opener. Again, nice and relaxed. So draw your heels into your bottom. Relax here. If you want to add to that, you can take your hands overhead. Now, whichever of these, you can move from one to the other. We're going to be here for 3 or 4 minutes. Start with your breath. If you feel there's a build-up of tension as you're holding a position, then adapt the position, modify, change. It's your workout. your Pilability session. Connect with the rhythm of your heart and your breath. Find the position that works for you. Reward yourself for your effort and energy. And then we breathe into a pause, out to a pause. So that's kind of like breath in for 4 counts, pause for 4 counts, breath out for 4, hold it for 4. So all your focus is in your breathing. You're enjoying your stretches, or feet at the wall. Now that we're relaxed through our body, listen to the birds. Let's go on a journey. Let's head down to the beach. And to get there, you need to walk through the lanes. Autumn leaves, crunchy and a little soggy. Smell the earth. Listen to the leaves in the trees, the odd leaf falling. Sky's blue today. Feels crisp, but not cold. Fresh. There's a breeze. You know the sea is around the corner. You're anticipating the sounds of the waves. You can hear the birds, dog barking. Listen to the sound of your shoes on the gravelly path. Should come around the corner. Pebbly beach, crunchy underfoot, moist, packed, sandy pebbles. Shallow water. You just want to stay by the water's edge. Listen to the crackles and really concentrate on the rhythm, the small waves coming in and how that sound is different to the waves being pulled back out to sea. Tranquility, sense of calm and grounding. Sense of patience and a sigh. Worries of the world leave your shoulders. It's almost like the sea is taking it away for you. For a moment, you're at peace with yourself. Or for a moment, the sea is all yours. You're calm. You're loved. There's no rush. You capture this moment in all your power and fabulousness. It's parked, this memory. And you know you can revisit it whenever you need to. And remind yourself that you are important. You're special. And you have to look after you first. Even if it's just for a few moments each day. Now remember your view. Because you're ready now, you're going to take on the day. Positive attitude. Organised mind. Focused spirit. You can handle whatever you like. And be the best version of you today. When you're ready, you start to come out of this movement. And a cautionary note that with your feet up the wall, it might take you a minute to reboot from our power down. Just turn onto your side and give yourself a moment here. Off the ground. And when you're ready, bring yourself onto all fours and back in child's pose. Sit up when you're ready. Sit back on your knees, take your arms out wide. Oh, I don't know about you, that was flipping handsome. And bring your hands together in a round of applause because you're flipping gorgeous and I love you dearly. Well done. Okay, so that's me, Helen Type. This is Pilability. I'm not sure what number, 4, 5, 4, 5, something like that. Can't remember. Brain's fried. Right. But that's it. And if you need us, you know how to get in touch with me and Pat.